It's been 4 years since Babita Deokaran, chief accountant for the Gauteng Health Department, was gunned down outside her home on August 23rd, 2021. For 4 years, I've all too frequently stated on my broadcasts and in my prepared videos, say her name, Babita Deokaran, a heroine of South Africa, a woman callously gunned down in her driveway after taking her daughter to school by spineless cowards for hire. Why was this honest South African murdered? Well, because she exposed massive corruption, 850 million rand of suspicious spending. The investigation into her death stalled after the arrest of 6 hitmen who were eventually convicted for her killing. It turns out that the substandard Scorpion's replacement, the Chicken Hawks, ignored crucial digital evidence and released a key suspect without even charging him with a crime. According to news reports coming out of News 24 today, the trigger man who killed Babita Deokaran was arrested in the days after her murder, and the Chicken Hawks released him without charge. 3 days after the attack, police arrested 6 hitmen from the minibus taxi industry who had strategically rented safe houses near her home. This is how complex this operation was to assassinate this honest woman. The sting led cops to Kanyisani Mopongosi, a taxi boss who was nabbed with bundles of cash. He spent only several days behind bars before he was released without charge. Now, when they seized him, they also got his cell phone, and they never forensically examined it. And when the hitman accepted a plea and a sentencing agreement, they named Bongosi as the one who pulled the trigger and framed him as the organizer of the murder. But you see, he was never brought to justice because the police released him, and 3 months after his release, in November of 2021, he was murdered in Tembisa. The Hawks had the key figure in handcuffs, under arrest, in custody, and they let him go. Why? Why was he released? What happened here? How did South Africa's criminal justice system fail Babita Deokaran and her family? So where is this information coming from? I have to say that, I give News 24 a hard time about being cockprot 24 because they are prone to propagandize their news reporting. However, some of their investigative reporting is very good, and they have had some people doggedly pursuing the story of the murder of Babita Deokaran. Dare I say the assassination of her, ever since it occurred 4 years ago, not letting this story die. I'm also not letting it die. This is the kind of nonsense happening in South Africa because whistleblowers are not protected by the corrupt criminal justice system in South Africa. They're left to hang on their own, to be murdered by criminal syndicates. And it turns out that at least 4 criminal syndicates are involved in this, according to police officials. It is revealed in a new book, The Shadow State. And that's authored by News 24's investigative journalist Jeff Wicks and published by Tafelberg Publishing. Now that 4 years have passed, there was a public commemoration in her honor. And advocate Andy Motibi, head of the Special Investigating Unit, he attended that. He confirmed the investigators had uncovered at least 4 criminal syndicates linked to the corruption at the Tembisa Hospital, with more than 111 officials implicated. This is insane. This is the transformation that the ANC has brought South Africa. Gangsterism, rampant criminal activity. Some of those 111 people have been arrested, and proceedings apparently are underway to cancel fraudulent contracts worth billions of rand and recover stolen funds. Well, good luck on that. Good luck on that. We still haven't got the money back from Palo Palo, the $580,000 that magically appeared and disappeared. According to the advocate, so far, several directors of companies have been referred for criminal prosecution, and billions are being targeted for recovery. Like I said, good luck recovering that. Folks, this sort of nonsense is exactly what happens in South Africa. It's pathetic. It's horrific. It's sad. It's unfortunate. And she's far from the only whistleblower whose life has been taken, threatened, or endangered. Many whistleblowers put their life in their hands simply by being honest and forthright and reporting suspicious or criminal activity to their superiors, oftentimes because their own superiors are involved in the criminal activity or suspicious activity. This is what happens when you allow gangsters to run a country. They allow gangsters to take over its taxi industry, its construction industry, and a host of other industries. And all of this in the name of transformation to help the historically disadvantaged South Africans. It's all utter nonsense. Utter nonsense. This is a country, like a few others in Africa, that's being turned into a gangster state where criminals run the show. And when you don't do what the criminals want, well, they take care of you. We would ask Brett Kebbel, but then he can't speak from the grave. We would ask Babita Deokaran, she can't speak from the grave. and a host of other whistleblowers and insiders who aren't whistleblowers who put their lives at risk simply by knowing too much. What say you, South Africa? Is there hope for South Africa, or is it simply the mafiosi that have taken over? It's pretty frightening when you think about it. Trillions of rand have disappeared under the ANC, much of it in the hands of ANC cadres, and the rest in the hands of criminal syndicates operating with impunity, smuggling cigarettes, extorting people, forcing their way into construction tenders, and now hailing down cars and beating people in the street, apparently, for simply driving their kids to school rather than using corrupt taxis. What say you, South Africa? Is there hope? I don't know. Is South Africa circling the drain? I hope not. But one begins to wonder each and every passing day, is the country circling the drain? What say you, folks? Cheers.